Hello, hello, this is Cara, and today is letter M, and it's day 51. So, I did the thing again where I recorded my letter L on a Sunday. I can't seem to get it straight that we're not doing letters on Sundays with this challenge. So, it actually works out. I'm basically skipping Sunday since there was craziness going on with the Brandons. And then I will probably end up doing one extra day beyond the cutoff for the 100-day project, if that makes sense. So there'll still be 100 projects. It just will last longer. However, when I counted it out in my calendar, it still ended on the same day. So I don't know. I'll have to count again. I don't understand. You know, it's hard. It's hard. Okay, so letter M, day 51. That is where I'm at. Okay, just making sure I'm looking at my calendar. Okay, and for letter M, we are going to make a matchbook folio with a magnetic closure. So we have a magnetic closure, that's M, and our matchbook is M. And our folio. So here is what we're making. I got this idea from Pink Strawberries on YouTube. I will list her channel in the description. My change is I added a magnet. Pretty much this is the same idea that she has. We'll probably just, decorate ours a bit different than she did. Use different scrapbook paper, etc. Oh, and it's a one-sheet wonder. So bonus for all of those things. Okay, so here's my little sample. It's using one sheet of scrapbook paper, except for these tags. These are extra, and a magnet, 2 magnets for the closure. Isn't that cute? You can just tuck it in a pocket in your journal. You can send it in Happy Mail. It would be really cute. Okay, so let's get out our materials. You're going to need a scrapbook paper, 12 by 12, scoring tool, bone folder, scissors, scoreboard, cutting paper cutter. I chuckle at myself because the words sometimes, And magnets, yes, you'll need magnets. Okay, here is, I'm actually using my scoreboard and the one that has the paper trimmer. I have my 12 by 12. I'm using a page from the Wallflower paper pad from Tim Holtz. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut a 4 by 12. I'm even using little sticky notes like she did. So I can remember. Okay. So 4 inches. And this is going to be part that falls down. So I'm just looking to see, what do I want? I think I'm going to do this side. I'm going to turn it this way and then do 4. It doesn't even have to be a double-sided piece of scrapbook paper. Mine is, so there's my 4. And before we move on, we're going to go ahead and score this at, alright, let me think about this again. So this is going to go like this, and this is going to go like this, or this is going to go like this, and this is going to go like this. Let's do it this way. Okay, so first score is at 1 3/4. 1 3/4. That's going to be our bottom flap of the matchbook. And the other one is 7 1/4. And that's going to be where the matchbook, oh, don't rip it, folds. So let's just see if we like how we did this. Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay, so this is the outside of our matchbook. And then we're going to take this piece and get an 8 by 8. So this is already 8 inches. We just need to cut it this way at 8 inches. What do I want? I think I'm going to do the text. We're actually not going to see a bunch of this, so this doesn't really matter. And then we're going to cut this. So 8 inches, like that. Hold on to this for a second. Okay, and then we want our text going this way. Okay, so now we want to score this at, hold on, half an inch. Half an inch. Okay. And then we're going to take it, is that right? I hope so. Okay, we're going to take it like this and rotate it and score at 4 inches. 4 inches. Okay. So then we are going to fold this over. And then we're going to glue or tape here. I'm going to use tape just because I'm crazy today. And my glue, I need to declog my glue, if I'm honest. Put some tape. And then I'll take this off. And then we're going to fold this over. My fingers are getting stuck. And like that. And then one folder. And then it folds in half this way on the spot that we are scoring. And this is our middle pocket. Alright, not bad. Maybe I go this way so my alphabet is not, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. And then she uses this as a cover. We are actually going to use pieces of this to cover where our magnets are going to go. So we're going to have a magnet here. So I'm going to cut a piece of this to go here. And this, I think, was a 1.5. 1 3/4. Okay, so if we could cover the whole thing, or we could make a little bit of a border and do, instead of 1 3/4, we could do 1 5/8. And that would make a little border that way, and then we need to trim off just a smidgen on this side to make it so it goes like that, right? Then you can decide which way you want it to go. Probably eventually, that looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit more. I think I should have done a little bit less than that. I'm going to go to, oh, let's do 1.5. See how that looks. Yeah, I like that. That looks pretty good. Okay, so that's for that one. And then on this part, let me show you on my sample. So what we just did is we cut this part, and now we're going to trim a piece to go across here. And we'll just do that, and then we'll do 1.5 here. And same thing, if you want it to go all the way across, you can, or you can make it smaller. I think on this part, I think going all the way across looks pretty good. Okay? And then you have a piece left. Now you can fold this in half, make it a journaling card. You could round the corners. I think cutting it almost in half and making 2 tags out of it would be good. How big is this? So if we do like 2.5-ish. There. And now we have 2 tags that we can use to put in our Matchbook. Alright, I think that's all we need for the paper trimmer and the scoreboard. And now we have our pieces. And we have this piece. Okay. Oops, I cut a thumb notch. Here. Just eyeballing the middle. And then I'm going to do another one here. Alright. You can leave it like that, or Pink Strawberries, on her video, she made these look like little tickets, which was really cute. So she punched like this. And just took the corners off, and doesn't that look cute? I think when I taped it down, I didn't tape it exactly right, so I'm just going to trim that and that. There we go. Take a little more off this one. Okay, cute. And then, I'm going to tape back here. You can glue it, but I do think tape works well for this situation. So I'm going to put this here, and I think I'm going to do a second row. I'm not going to go all the way up in tape or glue, because I do think it looks nice when it kind of expands a bit. Put a couple strips, and then we're going to take this. Alright, I'm going to take this, and here's the little flappity part. I'm going to go above that, eyeball the center, and stick it down. And now we have this. So this is attached, and this will fold out. Alright, so now let's do our magnets. I'm going to ink up my papers first. And then we need our magnets. I will link below where I get mine. Mine are from Amazon, but I'll link the ones that I purchased. I bought this little set of magnets, and they've lasted me for a very long time. Be careful, because these are strong little boogers. Alright. Alright, let's do the first one. So if we look at this originally, my sample, I wanted this flap to tuck in underneath like a matchbook would. So I'm putting my magnet on this inside, and you need to be aware of where this comes down to. So you need to have your magnet towards the top. Okay, so I'm going to take, where'd you go? My magnet. I'm going to use glue for this. I think I'm going to use white glue so we can see it. Alright, and I think you even kind of gauge, like, where is it at? Look for your center, and then go right about there in your center. And then put your magnet down, like that. And make sure, yep, it's going to cover. And then we can glue this down. Now let's glue it on. Put a little glue around the edge. Okay. And then we're going to take this magnet and put on here. I'm going to add a little glue. And then we're going to take this, we're going to tap it, and then that's where we put the glue for our magnet. Take the magnet off, put the glue side down. Yep. Glue side down, and then we can put this on. Whoops. Just to make sure. I'm going to add some tape. Okay. Let's see which way I want this to go. And stick it on. Make sure this part is glued down. And then it should snap and hold closed. And there we go. Cute, huh? Perfect. Perfect. There we go. Let's ink them up. I have some things to decorate. I think this is doing this because I don't think my magnet is actually low enough. Yeah. So make sure, I think if it was moved down just a smidge, the magnet would be like that. Okay, anyway, I have some things to decorate. This I'm going to put here on the front. I think that looks fun. This is a Tim Holtz embossing, oh, I forget what he called it, but it would cut and emboss. And I grunged it up and added some embossing glaze to it. That looks good. And then I just pulled out some different pieces I had in my stash. And I have some Tim Holtz pieces, ephemera, and I have some lace, and our tags, of course. And this is actually a Maggie Holmes piece. I thought this might be kind of fun. Or this big butterfly on the front. I don't know. Let's come back to the front. Let's do it in here. This might be cute here. I think, but I want, I don't know. Let's do this. All right, yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, look, it's shiny on this side. Oh, goodness. Cara. It's supposed to be the shiny side. Oh, man. That hides the glue, too, if you kind of glue it back there behind the gold part. But, of course, I went over. We'll trim that off in a second. Oh, man, the struggle's real. My husband is home. He is getting better. And he listens to his phone. He's obviously not working. He took the day off so he could get better. But my goodness. He listens to his phone on blast. And I had my door shut because I was recording, but then the dogs have since opened it. So I apologize if you hear a blasting phone playing YouTube. Probably YouTube videos in the background. Ay. Alright, maybe this. Yeah? Let's do that. Alright, I think I'm going to shut the door. Alright, that's better. Gonna do that. And then let's see on this one. Maybe something like that. Sure. Let's do that. Declogged my glue. Unclogged? Declogged. What is it? Removed the junk from my glue. Let's do that. We can stamp something there. Okay. And okay. Let's see what else we need. Let's cut this off and see. Oh, scissors. There we go. Okay, do that right there. Again, I like to carry things on one part to the next to make it a little more cohesive feeling. That kind of helps right there. Okay. Matchbook, magnetic matchbook, one-page wonder folio. A lot of words, but it's so cute. Okay, I hope you give this a go. And remember, I am kind of going from here with my numbers. So this is day 51, letter M, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.